Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and we got the very first sneak peek for the upcoming February update. And I have to say, for myself and Beast Mode Gaming and anyone else out there whose birthday is February 1st, especially for February 1st, 1991, it is very, very strange. So let's take a look here. We got a birthday cake. We got birthday music. Hopefully this is not DMC. I don't think it's DMCA. You can never know nowadays. And it says happy 30th anniversary. So Beast Mode and I are looking at this like, actually I don't know if Beast Mode is 30. I just turned 30. And so I'm looking at this like, oh, it's happy 30th anniversary to me? No, in fact, it's happy 30th anniversary to Deadpool. Deadpool first came out on February 10th, 1991. That was the very first issue of any comic that included Deadpool, created by Rob Liefeld. Here, introducing the lethal Deadpool along with Cable, a bunch of other mutants. So you can see Domino there, and that's the mysterious Gideon. So this was February 1991. I don't know why it says 98 there, but anyways, February 1991. Very, very strange, very weird. My 30th birthday, his 30th anniversary, same day, releasing the sneak peek, dev notes. Anyways, it's very weird for me. It's a little bit cool though. Very cool, a little bit weird, very, very cool. So yeah, Deadpool obviously is the focus of this sneak peek and presumably the focus of this update. And from what we can see in the sneak peek, there isn't much to get out of the sneak peek except that we've got all of the different versions of Deadpool and Gwenpool. We've got, of course, chimichangas. We've got forks and spoons. Yes, there's 3 forks and 3 spoons and 3 napkins. I think they're kind of messing with us at this point, but it is what it is. And then we've got a happy birthday cake being held up by 2 shaded figures. It's actually a very highly detailed sneak peek when you look at it this way. The sneak peek team is once again in top form. Amazing work, beautiful music, everything is great. So I guess what people are assuming is that this sneak peek is not only letting us know that this is going to be a Deadpool celebratory update, but that we are going to be getting potentially 2 new uniforms for Deadpool. Now that's going to have some implications. That's going to have some positive and negative backlash, and I'll talk about this thing as positive backlash. But anyways, it's going to have some positive and some negativity to it, so I'll try to discuss that in a little bit. But yeah, that's what it seems like right now. It seems like a synergy uniform for Deadpool, one being sort of the black pinstripe gangster and one being the white pinstripe gangster. Very reminiscent, if you will, of the Black Widow uniform, where she got the black one for PvE and the white one for PvP. So keep that in mind. But first, I want to go back and look at the forums and talk about a couple of other things. So if we go over to the forums, we can see, I just want to cover a couple things first here really quickly. So we do have a pre-update event starting at the next update, at the next reset for this update. By the way, Valkyrie looks amazing. She looks gorgeous artistically. So we've got a new token event. You're going to be getting a lot of tokens. You're going to be getting 560 tokens, I believe, or 570 tokens, plus an additional 20. Now, the reason why they're giving an additional 20 is because the game is going to be on maintenance for a few short hours. You're also going to have the Alliance XP donation thing. You're going to get half off rolling your ISO sets for a few days. So if you're waiting to do that, you should wait a few more days until the 5th of February. And we're going to be getting a Battle World Relay. But I just wanted to mention that because I wanted to mention the delay, or sorry, the maintenance. So the game is going to go on maintenance approximately February 3rd from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m., 4 hours PST. So all Netmarble games are going to be down. That means 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross, MFF, Kofas, the BTS game, the fishing game, all their games are going to go down. So this is a service-wide maintenance. It's not just for MFF, so it's not MFF's fault or whatever, anything like that. It's all Netmarble games. So yeah, going on now to the actual sneak peek, it says there has been suspicious information about the whereabouts of Deadpool, the most unpredictable mercenary hero. It seems like countless number of Deadpools are throwing a party at a secret hideout, including one never before seen that we don't have in the game yet. We'd better check this out. The meeting of mercs with mouths. Here's to the celebration of Deadpool's 30th anniversary. So there's actually a lot of really cool specificity here, and I want to say that I think Marvel told Netmarble to make this update specifically. Now, that doesn't really mean anything, but I mean, it means something insofar as they want to celebrate this a lot. It also means that we've already seen celebrations for, you know, Marvel's 80th with Namor coming to the game and Silver Surfer, like sort of classic Marvel heroes that we saw celebrated across a lot of Marvel games. We also saw the reintroduction of the Fantastic Four in 2019. It's the 60th anniversary, I believe, of the Fantastic Four this year in August or November. So we could be seeing a Fantastic Four update. But anyways, when Marvel does updates like this, when they mandate updates, they're usually very big and very like just jam-packed with awesomeness. So hopefully this update does not you know, disappoint us in that sense. On top of that, I really got to give it up to Marvel Future Fight. So remember when I said that the game, or not the game, the sneak peek is being released on February 1st, 1990, or February 1st, 2021, when he came out February 10th, 1991, right? This comic. Well, February 10th is the literal date of this comic hitting shelves 30 years ago. When is the update going to land for people all around the world except for the West Coast? For everybody else in the world besides the West Coast, this update lands on February 10th. So it is literally 30 years down to the same day. So I got to give it up to MFF. Maybe they delayed the update because of this, but they did a fantastic job. That is really impressive attention to detail. And you know what? This is like the pinnacle of comics centered updates. I think it's really, really cool that we're getting a Deadpool update 30 years to the day. 30 years to the day that he was first released in comics. If you're a Deadpool diehard, this is a pretty mental piece of, you know, clutch timing for them. But there's more. I did a little bit of digging, okay? So I did a little bit of digging, I did a little bit of cross-referencing, and there's more. It's really exciting in my opinion. So immediately when people think of Deadpool, they're gonna think of mutants. And they'll be like, okay, it's a mutant update, Alex. It's like, okay, true, could be a mutant update. So when you think of a mutant update, you're gonna go back to this list that we had of top 10 character requests. And you're gonna be like, okay, we got Sentry, we got Spider-Woman, and we got Null. But that's only 3 out of 10, so we still need all these characters. Okay, let's pick out all these mutants. So we're definitely gonna get Omega Red, Polaris, and Havoc. And that's definitely a possibility. We could definitely be getting Polaris, Omega Red, and Havoc. I'm not discounting that possibility. However, let me give you another possibility. So not only, in my opinion, not only does Marvel want to celebrate Deadpool's 30th, but they want to celebrate it literally with what they're celebrating now. So I went ahead and I looked, and because I haven't read this comic, to be honest with you, and I'm like, okay, so who's in this comic, right? Obviously I can recognize Cable and Domino, but I'm not 100% sure who these 3 characters are, and I'm not that, you know, I don't know, Gideon, who's that? So anyways, I go over to fandom.com, Marvel Fandom, and we take a look at the mutants here. Cable, okay, sure. Cannonball, Boom Boom, Richter, Sunspot, Domino. So I read those over, and then I stop, and I'm like, you know what? I spent a lot of time on Twitter. Hold up. Where have I seen these names recently? Cannonball, Boom Boom, Sunspot. So I go over to Marvel.com, and they're having an X-Men Vote. And they've been pushing this hard on social media. It's a pretty cool little campaign. Obviously, it's to push the comics. Obviously, it's a marketing thing, but you're voting for which mutant is going to be... you know, I think they get to go to Krakoa or whatever. Maybe, okay, never mind. Participate in the annual election of your protectors of Krakoa. I think this is basically for the next X-Men that's going to be like sent to Krakoa or something like that. I don't know. But anyways, the whole point of what I'm trying to say is you're voting, and let's take a look at these mutants here. We've got Sunspot, Cannonball, and Boom Boom. Now, I also want to point out that Polaris is here, and Banshee's there as well, but that's pretty dope to see those characters aligned so closely with who we saw from this comic. So it could definitely just be a coincidence. We could absolutely be getting Polaris, Havoc, and Omega Red. But you know what? These characters were literally side by side with Deadpool when he first made it to comics, when he was literally created. Cannonball, Boom Boom, and Sunspot. Sunspot's already in Contest of Champions. He's a super cool character. So yeah, we could be getting a mixture of characters that we voted for, like Polaris and Havoc, and characters that make sense thematically with not only what Marvel did 30 years ago, but what they're trying to do now, and these characters that they're trying to highlight: Forge, Armor, Marrow, etc. for this, you know, X-Men movement, Krakoa, the whole, you know, all those comics. We covered House of X last year, so it wouldn't surprise me at all if they want to do sort of a House of X Part 2 update in a way, kind of, right, to tie into this as well, because it's just extra marketing for Marvel and for their comics and for the whole mutant movement. So honestly, this kind of stuff and this sort of coordination between Marvel, the comics behemoth, and Marvel games really excites me. That's one of the things that I love most about playing a game, a mobile game, a Marvel mobile game that gets updated this frequently, is when you see in real time how things line up in real life, right? We were reading House of X, and then we got that update in MFF. It blew my mind. So it's really, really hype, and hopefully they're going to do an amazing job of it, because it's Deadpool's 30th. It's Beast Mode. I think it's Beast Mode's 30th. It's my 30th. So yeah, should be dope. Now, after covering all of that, we just have to cover the last thing, which is going to be the community's reaction to getting another Deadpool uniform. So as you can see from the sneak peek, there's a lot of Deadpool uniforms. You got 1, 2, 3, and then we've got the base uniform for 4. And Deadpool has gotten these uniforms rather quickly. He came out in, what was it, September 2018, and then the next year in March 2019. I have like an encyclopedic knowledge of Marvel Future Fight. But anyways, he got his X-Force uni in March 2019. And then in November 2019, he got the Lady Deadpool. And then in December 2019, he got the Holiday Lady Deadpool. And then, of course, in December 2020, which just passed like a month and a half ago, they re-released the Holiday Lady Deadpool uniform for the first time in 365 days. So, yeah, we haven't been without a Deadpool uniform for any year, even like an 8-month period since he came out. So that is going to definitely be one criticism of this update. It is Deadpool's 30th anniversary, so you can understand from that point of view, it's not just a cash grab. That's why I mentioned it at the top of the video. I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure, but I would put my money on, I would guess that Marvel is insisting that their games highlight Deadpool's 30th anniversary, right? So I am, you know, I'm guessing that that was the case, which means that the cash grab idea, you know, everything you do in you know, and not only gaming and comics or whatever, they're still just trying to make money, right? But it may not be as big of a cash grab as we think, especially if the Marvel heads were like, listen, you have to do this. You don't really have a choice. So we'll have to see how it goes. Obviously, if this new uniform, if these new synergy uniforms or whatever are just far and away above the Holiday Lady Deadpool uniform, that might sting a little bit. Some people have suggested that maybe these uniforms, one will be for PvE and one will be for PvP, so that can create a bit more balance between the three of these, especially if, you know, one of them doesn't have any all defense down, but it has, let's say, you know, accumulation, so it's better for null and better for like squad battle and stuff like that, but it's worse for World Boss Ultimate, so they can maintain the value of this uniform as it stands as a yearly sort of reintroduction. And then this one can be just for PvP, right? So you have sort of like 3 options. That's not necessarily the best idea or the best solution, but that could be one of their solutions to not invalidate this uniform. Now, it did come out over a year ago, so it was bound to be replaced. It's just a little bit of a bummer that it came out a year ago, didn't come out again until a month and a half ago, and now it's going to be replaced a month and a half later. Well, potentially replaced like 6 weeks later, right? Because by the time the update comes out, another week will pass. So we'll have to see how it goes, but that's definitely going to be the one criticism of this update. We're going to have to see how the rest of the update shakes out. I'm honestly quite excited because I like Deadpool and I like where this can go as far as mutants, whether it's going to go with something that's related to House of X and the Krakoa stuff, or whether it's going to go in another direction, or whether it's going to be sort of a mixture of the two. I want to see how they're going to keep maintaining the voting that we've done as far as character reworks, new characters, and game mode stuff like that. You know, how is it going to shake out? We know we're going to get the Conquest and Timeline Battle reworks as well. So it's actually shaping up to be a pretty gigantic update content-wise, which is always nice. So those are my thoughts. Those are my ideas. Those are my theories, speculation, etc. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.